Slush do buckaroos. How the heck are you? You know who I am. No, we don't. Anyways, I'm going to be telling the Beer Whisperer and Whiskey Whisperer for the purposes of this video. I know it's weird to see me on a Tuesday. It's only Tuesday time. Well, my days off has shifted. Now I'm off Tuesdays and Wednesdays most of the time. So I thought, well, what the hell? See if I can figure something out real fast here, and then you'll have my undivided attention. I did get out today with a couple friends. I posted a picture on social media. A couple friends. Oh, these guys. Anyways. Let's see if I can get that straightened. Oh no, it is working. Okay. I thought I had it fixed, but then when I checked it for the other video, it wasn't. But now it's fixed again. Okay. Well, heck. All right. There we go. I can't figure this thing out anyway. Sometimes it works, sometimes it doesn't. It must be something I'm doing, but I'm kind of technologically challenged, in all honesty. So I've got 2 beers and 2 whiskey. Well, I have 2 beers. The 2 beers picked out. The whiskeys are going to be random. I haven't chosen them per se yet. Well, one of them I guess I have sort of picked out because I grabbed the glass. So what did I do with that beer, though? I thought I had it right here, but I don't see my beer. Beer. Biscuits. Yeah, no, I got the one here. I thought I had both of them here. On the second shelf, there's a can right there. No, not that one. Okay. I'm not sure I had it right here, but no, I can't find the damn thing. Okay, let me look here. Grabbed them both, set them right here. I have no idea where that other fucking can is. Anyways, I'll step off camera for a second. There it is. I need a production assistant. Anyway, my bad. So yeah, I got both beers out, but I only brought one of them to my tray. I forgot to bring the other one out here. Anyways, I didn't forget. I set off to the side for another reason, but then I did forget to bring it out here. Ultimately, anyways, I bought this a while back from a mixed 12. Longboat Brewing. This is their bobber. American style lager. Missouri lager, it says. There we go. It doesn't say specifically, I don't think. Let me look here. Doesn't give me ingredients per se, but let's see, what does that say there? If I could, well, I got that right. It's kind of weird there. Jesus Christ. It's on that pink and got that shiny can. I cannot make it out. God damn, I cannot read that at all. The light I got here. I can't even remotely make it out. Get the can completely emptied so I can twist it around. God damn, man. I get my bifocals on that, got that shiny ass can. No, it does say it's an unfiltered all malt lager with noble hops. There you go. Oh yeah. So using my old Michelob Ales and Lagers glass here. Oh man. Yeah, I thought it was more of an American style. I expected to have adjuncts, but it doesn't. It's really good, man. So looking at the whiskeys that I have available to me, I was trying to find something towards the lower end, and in all honesty, I don't really have anything. I don't have anything extremely high end because I'm relatively poor, but I don't have any low end stuff either. So we're going to let's see, what direction should I go here? Think about that, huh? Um, ponder that, will you? Actually, I'm gonna have some of this two stacks. I haven't had any Irish in a while. This stuff is really good, and I've had this bottle since August of last year. So we're gonna pour a little bit in there. It's about a 2-ounce pour-ish. This is an interesting whiskey. This Two Stacks is. Excuse me. Two Stacks Irish Whiskey Cask Strength, a unique blend of grain, malt, and pot still whiskey at 130 proof. Yeah, man. Yeah, they had it on sale. It was marked down. It was under $50 for the bottle. 40% dark grain, aged in virgin oak cask. 40% light grain, aged in bourbon cask. 8% pot still, aged in Oloroso sherry cask. 10% double malt, aged in bourbon cask, and 2% peated malt in bourbon cask. Man, this stuff is just gorgeous. Poured a little bit in there. Oh yeah, that nose is. Oh, damn, that's just good, man. That's just good. I forgot I had set that one beer on the counter. I thought I brought it out here, but I did. Anyways, relax, Tom. It's okay. I try to get one more video in today since I am off tomorrow. I felt like a moral imperative. So I don't have to get up early, so I can do a late video, if you will. I know everybody's probably already in bed on Tuesday. We can't stay up, Tom. We got to go to work tomorrow. But I have Wednesday off. Then I'm on a stretch there Thursday, Friday, Saturday. No, actually, I just will do Thursday, Friday. I'm off Saturday. Then I'm on a stretch. Oh, mercy. Oh. My nose started running when I got over here. Man, you do. There is only 2% peated malt, but it really comes through. It's how little peated malt that you need, and it shows you how many whiskeys overdo it. I'm kind of a fan of Irish whiskeys not using any peated malt, but this one is very interesting with that particular blend. This is a nicely done lager from the folks at Logboat Brewing out of Columbia, Missouri. I've been to that brewery before, but it's been a few years. I can't remember last time I was in Columbia. It's 2021, maybe? Yeah, it must have been 21. Kind of when the pandemic was sort of being off a little bit. Some places required masks, some didn't. Some recommended but didn't require. Some recommended masks if you had people around you, or the recommended mask inside but not outside. It was a weird time. There was really no set rules. Everybody was kind of making it up as they went along. We happened to be in Colombia for a couple of days. It was just strange how some of the places had specific rules in place, and others were, just use a little common sense. Anyways, we survived it, so I guess all went well. Had some nice breweries. One really good distillery up there in Colombia. Unfortunately, they closed down earlier this year. Dogmaster. Really enjoyed their products. I was sad to see them go. I was at a store today that still had some of their products on a shelf, but I didn't pick up anything. Thought about it out of nostalgia, but knowing they were out of business, I didn't pick them up. They were good, though. They were also very friendly. Had a very good time at that distillery there. They were very nice people. Ah, man, that is a good whiskey. It really is. Obviously you're going to taste some alcohol. It's 130 proof, but it doesn't come off as, for me, doesn't come off as overly hot. I've got friends that will assume something is hot just by the proof of the product, and I can't tell you how much that irritates me. The proof has, it's all in how it's put together, how it feels. Just because a whiskey is specific proof doesn't mean it's going to be hot per se. Hot implies it needs to calm down, right? If a beer is hot, well, it needs to rest a little bit. If whiskey's hot, you expect to taste a certain amount when you have a product at 130 proof, but if it doesn't feel off-putting, then it's not hot, in my opinion. If it doesn't feel flawed, then it's not hot. Or boozy. I think those terms tend to get bantied around a little bit. Oh, man. Bantied. That's a fun word, Tom. Bantied. Where'd you pop that one? Grab that one out your ass, didn't you? Bantied. Who says that anymore? Anyways, I bantied that around. We were just having a anyway. Oh mercy. Sometimes, sometimes, man. Anyway, anyway, I digress. Alrighty then. We're going to get to beer number 2. This is a Czech-style lager from the good folks at Cinderblock in the Kansas City, Missouri area. This is my last one of a 6-pack a friend brought to me. It's a really good beer, though, man. It really is. Alrighty, then. So what whiskey to have with this one? Well, since my wife found me the glass, I got looked everywhere this glass. I couldn't find it. Anyway, my wife found a glass for me, so I feel like I have to have it at this point. It is my Restless Spirits straight single American malt whiskey. Now I bought 2 bottles back in August when we were out there. And I find the wording interesting. Well, this one says, I don't have the other bottle handy, but this one says straight single American malt whiskey in that order. The other one said American straight single malt whiskey. The difference between the two is the aging. Well, this one was aged in new bourbon casks. The other one was aged more like you would an Irish whiskey in used bourbon casks. So it was much lighter in color. Or this one where you really feel those big oak notes. But it is a single malt whiskey. This American straight single malt whiskey is made from 100% malted barley. See, that's the difference here. Single malt whiskey is 100% malted barley. Now, getting people to think differently about single malt whiskeys is interesting. I had somebody have a single malt American single malt whiskey the other day, and they said, "Well, I wasn't sure what they were expecting Scotch." Well, American single malt whiskey is not Scotch. Quite frankly, in my opinion, it's better. But that aside, is no, we're not using peated malt here, so it's a different animal. And I think that anytime you say single malt on a whiskey, a lot of folks in their minds they revert to Scotch, thinking it should taste like this. And the particular single malt I had is aged much like this one in new bourbon cask. So it is big. It's oaky. It's rather chewy. Oh man, this stuff is just insanely good. The viscosity is just crazy. It is so velvety smooth and easy to drink. Oh, this Czech style Pilsner is just crazy good, man. I do love a good Czech Pilsner. Those Czech hops where you're typically using Saj, you might be using Tettnang. But boy, oh man. I do love a German Pilsner, don't get me wrong, but it seems like they're more prevalent. So when I find a good American craft Czech style Pilsner, I really take notice. Anyways, I digress, man. But I digress, man. This whiskey is just gorgeous. So I bought 2 bottles from Gully Town. Like I said, I finished the other one. I bought them both in August. I finished the other one. I still got this much left of this one, but I figure I probably ought to concentrate and get it finished up. It will be. I'll work on that through the month of May. I probably want to save just a little bit of it though. My birthday is towards the end of the month. I want to have just a little bit left to enjoy on my birthday. I typically open up a new bottle right about then. I'm going to a concert later this month. Uh, it's a very interesting show. Is because it's right on my birthday. Is why I chose to go. That and the bands that are playing it. It's Saxon and Uriah Heep. And Seamus, my son Seamus, so was a Saxon fan. So I knew he'd want to go to this show. So I did buy the ticket. Uh, feel he'll be with me in spirit anyway. Haven't gone to a big rock show like this in a while, and I tend to stay with smaller venues. I like the smaller clubs. This isn't a big arena by any means, but it's a nice sized theater. But it was the date of the show, and there were some other factors involved, but I felt like it was a must. So, um, but I typically work on the day the concert is, so I had to ask for the day off, and the following day, so I don't want to go to a concert and then have to go to work the next day. Ugh. Well, I bought the tickets a few months. It was about, I think it was in early January when the tickets became available. So I got them right then. Anyways, I'm really looking forward to that. Saxon was an underrated band. They were one of those bands that they were projected to be huge, but they never quite got there. I remember when they first burst on the scene. Well, this is their 40th anniversary tour, so let's just say 40 years ago. I remember when they first came out. I mean, they drew a certain following, but they had more of a cult following, I guess, than that big, because they really never got any airplay. I grew up in Southern California, and I don't remember hearing a lot of their tunes on the radio. They were more kind of underground. But their musicianship was rather amazing. They were a great band. Just never quite hit that upper echelon, if you will. And of course, there was Uriah Heep, more of a '70s band. They've done some things. I don't even know if there's any original members left in either band, to be honest with you. And quite frankly, I don't care. That's not why I'm going to the show. People, is there any originals left? Well, hell, I don't know. Does it really matter at this point? Yeah. I mean, I don't know. I don't care. I didn't know any of them then. First, you got "Stealing," "Easy Living" from Uriah Heep were the hits, but there was other songs that weren't the hits, right? So those are usually the songs that I listen to. I was always kind of a little different. As my favorite song on any given album was usually like the second or third song on the B side, right? I was never a mainstream kind of guy, and there it was called album rock for a reason. I mean, a lot of these bands that we knew, even that were popular at the time. I'm going to use Aerosmith as an example. A lot of us, that were hardcore fans of Aerosmith. I mean, I had all their albums up to a certain point. I wasn't going to an Aerosmith concert to hear "Walk This Way." No, I wanted to hear Adam's Apple. You know, I I wanted to hear "Sick as a Dog." I wanted to hear "Licking a Promise." I wanted to hear "Chip Away the Stone." And when you saw these concerts, well, they played a lot of those songs depending on what year you were there. But not everybody was there to hear the songs that were played on the radio, because the radio only played radio-friendly tunes. And there was a reason it was called album rock. A lot of these guys made a living off these tours because they played the songs that the people wanted to hear, and not necessarily the tunes that were getting steady radio airplay. I mean, I'm not saying "Walk This Way" is a bad song by any means. I'm just saying those of us that were fans of the band, that wasn't our favorite tune. I mean, from that album alone, "Walk This Way." But from that from the Toys in the Attic album, there was "Toys in the Attic." There was "Round and Round." There was "Adam's Apple." There were so many great songs. The last cut was brilliant. A ballad called "You See Me Crying," which is absolutely genius. And then, of course, I mean, the Rocks album had no radio friendly hits on it at all. That's what made that such a brilliant album. But you had, again, "Licking a Promise," "The Last Cut," "Home Tonight," again, a ballad right at the end. "Draw the Line," of course, the title cut, "Draw the Line," was the song that got radio airplay. But then there was "Milk Cow Blues," you know, the Joe Perry, the song that Joe Perry sang, "Bright Light Fright." I mean, there were just a lot of great tunes that the band would play live that you were never ever going to hear on the radio, and that goes for every rock band of the era. That's why I'm looking forward to this particular show, because I want to hear "Stealing." I want to hear "Easy Living" from Uriah Heep, but I want to hear those other cuts, you know. And then from Saxon, of course, I want to hear "Wheels of Steel," but there were so many other tunes from the band that didn't get whatever rare radio airplay that they got. And like I said, I don't know. I'm not even going to look it up. I just don't care how many original members are left from either band, if any, to be honest with you, because that's not why I'm going to the show. I want to reminisce. I want my mind to flash back to different things. I want to think of my son being at that show with me. I want to think, here I am at 59 years old going to an 80s metal concert. Anybody that knew me back then didn't think I lived this long, and here I am, nevertheless, proving all the naysayers wrong. uh, proving all the naysayers wrong. Anyway, anyways, I digress. I was big into a lot of the, of course, what is now classic rock and what I referred to metal at the time. But and of course, my son grew up listening to some of that. But quite frankly, his biggest influence really didn't come from me. To be honest with you, it came from the video games. I remember him, having a Guitar Hero game, and he came out and asked me about a song. Said, "Tom," or he said, "Dad," he said, "Dad, you know this song?" Or have you heard of the New York Dolls? I said, yeah, but how do you know this New York Dolls? So I go in there and he's like, New York Dolls, sure as shit. So I've got to take my son to, well, record store. He was looking for a CD, so I bought him bought him a New York Dolls CD, and that's how he started listening to a lot of that stuff. I mean, a lot of it was available to me or to him, but didn't resonate until he started hearing some of these songs on the video games. They said, Dad, Saxon. Uh-huh. What song, son? Wheels of Steel. Oh, yeah. Okay, we got it. Anyways, I don't know. It would just it'll be interesting to revisit my youth for one night, if nothing else. I've kind of given up going to shows like this. In all honesty, if I go to shows, I want to go to a smaller venue. I want to see guys that are maybe uh, you know trying to climb back or just trying to stay relevant in some way. I'm not interested in paying way too much to see somebody who's past his prime, uh, but still trying to, make their bones on my my meager paycheck. Now, I'm willing to pay for a ticket. Don't get me wrong. And in this case, the Uriah Heep Saxon show, I was willing to pay for the VIP package. But I'm not going to be ripped off neither, right? The seat was reasonable, and so was the package. But there were other guys playing in town. I think I want to go until I look up the tickets, and I go, "Oh my God, you got to be freaking kidding me!" I mean, um, Robin Trower's come to town. I would have loved to see that show, and I looked at the price of tickets. Oh, that ain't happening. No, hey, we ain't gonna do that. But yeah, the price for the Saxon show with the meet and greet was what I called reasonable. So back in 2018, playing a nice sized club in town, a showcase club in town, called the Riff, was the legendary Denny Lane. Denny Lane, from originally from the Moody Blues, made his bones with Paul McCartney and Wings, and played with other people, wrote a lot of songs. I mean, the man is just a music business legend. He may not be on everybody's A list. He's certainly not in the Hall of Fame, which really, unless he's in there with the Wings, that I don't know. But The truth is, this guy is a legend, or was a legend. He passed away a couple years ago. When I had a chance to go to that show, I paid. It was with tax and everything. The ticket in the VIP section and the meet and greet was less than $60. And I thought, damn, I feel like can't I can't let this opportunity pass me by to see a legend that's never going to pass this way again. And I went to that show and I did the meet and greet, and I walk in there and I introduced myself, and he offered his hand, so I shook his hand. Um, is I don't know if his significant. I don't know if they were married. His significant other there offered to take the picture, so I got a picture of myself with the legendary Denny Lane. I thanked him, and we exchanged a few other words. There was a lot of people, so I didn't want to take up a lot of time, but the graciousness of this person was so amazing. And then I go out there and he takes the stage and he plays some Moody Blues songs. He plays some Paul McCartney and Wing songs. And he tells a lot of stories. And man, that show is just maybe one of the most memorable shows I've ever seen in my life. For that reason, is that he just took the time and talked to. It just felt like there was a moment there where I was sitting there, and it almost felt like we were in the living room, and he was just talking to us all. I mean, it was just amazing. So, anyways, I digress. I better wrap this up. I went on a little bit longer than I intended to. So, I am Tom, the Whiskey Whisperer, Whiskey Evangelist, prolific whiskey drinker, purveyor of wisdom, and sometimes I get talking about music and my son. I get carried away. It was something that was very important to both of us. We went to the first two Rocklahoma shows together. I won tickets to the first Rocklahoma show for one day. I got the 1 day ticket. And we went, but he enjoyed it so much. The second year, it was the first year and only year actually that they made it a 5 day festival. They cut it back to a 2 or 3 day festival after that, but it was a 5 day festival, and I bought the 5 day ticket for both of us, and we got a hotel room, in Pryor, Oklahoma. Which, if you've ever been to Pryor, Oklahoma, there's no good hotel rooms. We're staying like at the Norman Bates Hotel. I mean, I've had closets bigger than the bathroom and shower area. It was really small, man. But nevertheless, we were there for 5 days, and oh my gosh, it was just nice. Those are the memories, man. And it might not have had to been these two particular bands that were playing, but if they were, any two of those middle era bands that were playing exactly, if the show was the day before or the day after my birthday, quite frankly, I wouldn't even consider going. It wouldn't even cross my mind, to be honest with you. But the fact that it was the day of my birthday, it kind of felt like a moral imperative, right? So I asked my wife, I said, "Do you mind if I go to this show?" Yeah, of course, I explained to her why, and she understood. 'Cause, she knew, but she says, "Well, do I have to go?" I said, "No," and she says, "Well, then you can go." There's no way in hell she was going to see 3 hours of 80s or 70s, 80s metal, but. No, I just, we always spend our birthdays together, and being exactly on my birthday, I wanted to make sure it was going to be okay. But nevertheless, anyways, I am Tom the Beer Whisperer, Beer Evangelist, prolific beer drinker, premier wisdom man. All around good guy, Sláinte.